I think it's pretty cool. I think 2014 was a great year, and I feel like that was a year that sparked, people's interest in watching women play sports.
So what you see here is the stories of the Negro Leagues in Philly and South Jersey, focusing specifically on 4 barrier breakers.
I'm like looking around, I was like, dude, like there's Harper, there's Turner, like what are we, like what's going on? There's Nola. Like I watched these guys like throughout high school, you try not to fanboy too much. Like I just stay quiet. I keep my nose clean. I just try to do everything for the team, and I'm still like that.
I'm Greg Murphy.
I'm Sam Stafford.
I'm Todd Zalecki.
This is Ruben Amaro.
I'm Jim Salisbury.
Hi, I'm Neve. Welcome to Phillies Nation, presented to you by Valley Forge Tourism.
How do they do that?
A vacation in Montgomery County, PA is so affordable, you might lose your cool.
Oh, geez. Don't worry about it. It's free.
Feel free to explore the soldiers' huts.
Free? Yes!
Parking is free!
Free!
It's free!
With so many affordable things in Montgomery County, go ahead. Freak out.
In Philly, it's about more than the game. This is a legendary tailgate town. Our parking lots are filled with friends, food, and fun. So show up to the tailgate wearing first-rate threads from Shy Vintage Sports. You can find them at 13th and Walnut in Center City, in downtown Wayne, and now open in Westchester. Shy Vintage Sports, where there's a story in every stitch.
Hello and welcome into Phillies Nation, presented by Valley Forge Tourism. I'm Sam Stafford alongside my co-host Greg Murphy. Greg, we get to talk to a very popular and special young lady today.
No doubt about it. What a great story. You may remember as a 12-year-old, she captured an entire country's imagination when she pitched a shutout in the Little League World Series. And nowadays, Monet Davis is continuing to work in sports. She's a full-time student, and she is pursuing her dreams. And she took a minute to talk with our Brian Michael.
Start in the beginning with the Anderson Monarchs. Can you tell us about your time there?
Yeah, so I started when I was 7, and it was around the fall/winter time. And I just remember in left field, I was playing with my cousin and his friends because he just finished his game. We were just playing football, and I just remember this guy coming up on his tractor and just like, here's my number, give it to your mom. I run the Monarchs, and I would love for you to come join. I was like, oh, no way, like that's cool. Because I've always been into sports. I played basketball when I was younger with my brother, but I never played baseball. I knew how to throw football just because I have an older brother, so he played football. So I knew about sports, but basketball was my main focus, and my mom did not want me to play. We knew it was an all-boys team, and she was very skeptical about letting her only daughter play with the guys. And then somehow, I don't know how, but somehow she caved and allowed me to play, and we've just been a big family since then. We're always supporting each other. We're always there for each other no matter what. Basically all went to the same high school. So we really got to see each other grow up, and getting to see some of our teammates achieve their dreams is really cool. So the Monarchs is really my family. I know I can always call any of them up, and if I ever need anything, they're always going to answer. They're always going to be there if I ever need somewhere to stay. Anything, they're always there to help me out.
So would it be right to say that it wasn't a big deal that you were the only girl on the team for the team?
Yeah, it wasn't at all. I feel like at first it was kind of, 7 is that age where boys are like, that's a girl. But I feel like I didn't experience any of that. I feel like as soon as I stepped, out there with them, they were all just super welcoming, treating me like a sister. And they were very helpful. I couldn't even hit the ball off the tee like the very first baseball practice. So, they didn't laugh at me or anything. They just helped me out and made sure, that I felt like, I wasn't being bullied or anything, that I felt appreciated and that they wanted to help me out and they wanted to help me get better. So it was very normal for us.
But now to the rest of the world, it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
And, you know, we consider you a barrier breaker, like a lot of the Negro League players here and folks. How did that affect you growing up? Was that a big deal for you? Did you handle it? You were very young.
Yeah.
But what was that process going through all of that?
I don't think it affected me, just because I feel like most of the time when things like that happen, you know, it could go multiple ways. You know, you can kind of go, you know, social media was getting its traction. Like you could go that route of going more of the social media route and, you know, not really worried about anything else, like being homeschooled, finishing that way. But, you know, my parents and coaches around me, they knew I wanted to play a sport in college. And at the time it was basketball, so it was, all right, like, you're still going to go to school. Like, I've been at that school since 2nd grade, so, you know, a lot of the teachers there, they knew me. They, you know, took great care of me. They understood what was going on, and, you know, if I needed to miss school, I was able to miss school, but I only missed school for, you know, things that would help me out in the future and things that, you know, my parents thought would be fun for me and very memorable for me. But, you know, I had a normal childhood. I mean, obviously I had more eyes on me than most people at that age would, but, you know, I still went to school. I still hung out with friends. I could still go to the mall, still go to the movies, still do anything a teenager would want to do. So I feel like I had a pretty normal childhood.
Good.
Just more eyes on me than most people.
Now, the Anderson Monarchs, a big part of what they teach besides sports is the history of the game, whether it's the Negro Leagues or Philadelphia history. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit about some of your experiences learning about that and how they foster that history?
Yeah, so 2012, we took a barnstorming tour, focusing more on the Negro Leagues. And I don't know how long it was, but before we even went on the tour, we sat down and we watched the roots from the very beginning until the very end. And if you know, it's very long. It's very hard. It's tough to watch as well. It's about slavery, but, you know, Coach C wanted us to know the backstory of who we are and the country. So we sat through that, and then I think we watched Ken Burns documentaries as well. And then 2015, it was basically the same team. We rewatched the roots from beginning to end. And this time the tour is more focused on civil rights. So he really wanted us to focus on that aspect, but also playing baseball. And we took a tour to, you know, a lot of the historic civil rights cities in the Deep South. We were on the 1947 Flex Cooper bus with no AC, no bathroom, no electronics. So we really had to bond and, you know, really get the experience with a lot of, you know, the athletes at the time had the experience. And it was very cool. It was something that I'll never forget. And at times I can get speechless about it because, you know, you see all of these historical spots in books, you read about them, but then actually being there, like, you kind of you don't really know what to say because you're like, this actually happened. Like, it's not something you see on TV. It's not something you just read about. Like you're in the exact spot where all of this happened. So Coach Steve really, you know, from a young age, he taught us about Jackie Robinson, told us the importance of Jackie Robinson, and then just kind of moving on from there. And as we got older, you know, started to appreciate what they have done before us, and really, you know, give the respect to them and pay respect to, you know, just the game in general. And, you know, we're named after the Kansas City Monarchs, so understanding the name that's across the front of your chest. So, you know, here at with us at the Monarchs, it's not just about baseball. It's about being a good person. It's about doing well in school. It's about focusing on, you know, it's not just worried about what's on, you know, the name on your back, but it's about what's on the front and, you know, playing the game the right way. So it's more educational. You know, we have plaques on the fence in the outfield of like all the Monarchs before us that have graduated, and that, you know, the path that they paid for us. So, you know, it's just a big family that, you know, it's more than just baseball. It's more than just sports. It's, you know, it's bigger than that. So that's why I really appreciate the Monarchs, because it taught me a lot.
Yeah, no, and I think it's very important to connect the past with the present, mm-hmm. and the Monarchs are a great example of that, showcasing the legacy of the Negro Leagues.
Yeah.
So bring that to present day. What are you up to today?
Currently, I'm finishing grad school, and then I also have an internship with the Philadelphia Phoenix.
Okay, and who are the Philadelphia Phoenix?
The Philadelphia Phoenix, they're the ultimate Frisbee team of Philly I don't even know what the league's called, but they're in the league here in the States where there's 24 teams. So, here representing Philly. And the games are super amazing. The entire organization is super amazing.
So you're starting your career in the sports industry. And what are you going to school for? Where?
Sports management at Columbia University.
Okay, great. And previously you worked with the Dodgers?
Yes.
Last year. How was that experience?
That was really fun.
Yeah.
I've been a Dodgers fan for a while now, so being able to work with that team was really cool. Being in production, got to work with the players a lot, and they're all just super amazing. They're all super cool. Especially a lot of people would never expect Mookie Betts to be like one of the coolest people you'll ever meet, and he's super nice, super down to earth. Always asks like, "Hey, do you need anything? Like, what do you need me to do?" And I was like, "Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, no worries. Like, I'll do all the work. You just do whatever you're doing." But it was really cool. I got to learn how to really edit. I got to edit highlights and put clips together. Cool. And I thought it was really cool that our manager, he allowed us to bring our own creativity into the videos that we made.
Cool.
Got to do commercials, got to do a little bit of everything, got to, kind of come up with things that the Dodgers could improve on, which, you feel like being the Los Angeles Dodgers, like there's not much that they could improve on, but, kind of figuring out which ways that we can kind of better the team in ways that they're already good at, so how can we make them better? So it was a really cool experience, and it was really fun as well, just being at Dodger Stadium every day, like that, it gets no better than that.
Awesome. And then what's coming next? How do you intend to kind of use this experience in the future?
So I want to own a women's soccer team and a women's basketball team.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here in Philadelphia, we could use them.
Yeah, I wanted to be in Philly just because I never had those women to look up to in my city, so I wasn't able to go to WNBA games or NWSL games. So bringing that to the city and showing all the young girls like this is a path that you can take. And
what advice do you have for those younger players that are struggling to hit off the tee for the first time? What can you tell those young folks that are starting with sports?
That it's going to be hard, especially starting with baseball. It's really a sport of failure. Like you can go 3 for 10 and still be considered very successful. So you're going to fail, but don't get discouraged because that's part of the journey.
The way things are going in the current baseball season, we could see a Phillies, Dodgers, NLCS. Are you going to be rooting for the Dodgers still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will be rooting for the Dodgers, but either one I'm good with. I don't get a ring from either team, so it doesn't matter. But I would love to see, in a Phillies parade in the city, but also I would love to see, the Dodgers get, I feel like they're so hated within baseball fans, but I would love to see Ohtani go get a ring, Kershaw get another ring. A lot of guys have been there for a while. I'd love to see them get a ring. See Freddie Freeman get a ring, Mookie Betts get another ring. So I would love to just see them succeed, just because I have so many friends and great people out there, but also being from Philly, it would be nice to see the Phillies win a World Series. So either one I'm good with.
That's good. That's a good answer. And so thank you, Monet, for your time and for being a barrier breaker and for everything that you do for for Philadelphia. And I hope we see you soon on TV and with that WNBA team.
Yeah,
we'll
thank you.
Thanks, Monet.
All right, time now to throw it over to Philadelphia's preeminent quizmaster. It's Johnny Goodtimes, and he's got some baseball trivia.
Who is the only Phillies player to have his number retired and serve in Congress?
BetParx online casino and sportsbook. You love to play, you play to win, you bet BetParx.
When you open the BetParx app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParx.
Phillies Nation is your source for breaking news, original analysis, trade insights, and more. With credentialed access, our team of writers brings you first-hand accounts from your favorite players on today's team, minor league prospects of the future, and Phillies alumni from the past. Join our community and connect with hundreds of thousands of diehard fans through our social media, road trips, tailgate parties, and charity events. Don't miss a thing. Be sure to visit PhilliesNation.com every single day.
Welcome to This Week in Philly Baseball History, presented by Shibe Vintage Sports. This week in 1903 saw the only documented instance in which A's Hall of Famer Rube Waddell pitched against the legendary Rube Foster of the Cuban ex-Giants, also a Hall of Famer. The ex-Giants of the Negro League recorded 11 hits off the eccentric Waddell and won the game 6-3. Celebrate more Philly sports history with clothing from Shibe Vintage Sports, where there's a story in every stitch. Visit them at 13th and Walnut Streets or at shibesports.com.
Who is the only Phillies player to have his number retired and serve in Congress? That would be Jim Bunning, famous for his Father's Day no-hitter.
Welcome back to Phillies Nation, presented by Valley Forge Tourism alongside Sam Stafford. I'm Greg Murphy. And Sam, you know, it's been great to see over the last couple of years how the Negro Leagues have gotten recognition that they deserve from Major League Baseball.
Yeah, many people don't even realize how celebrated it is so close to home. Right at Camden County Community College, we have the Negro League Baseball exhibit, and Phillies Nation got a tour.
Welcome to the A League Apart exhibit here at Camden County College. This exhibit showcases the legacy of the Negro Leagues in Philadelphia and South Jersey. My name is Brian Michael. I'm the owner of Shibe Vintage Sports and Phillies Nation, also one of the producers of the exhibit, along with Carolyn Quick, who was a University of Arts graduate student. And her project was to create a social justice exhibit. And she created a book and a plan for the exhibit, and the folks at Shibe Sports helped to make it a reality. So what you see here is the stories of the Negro Leagues in Philly and South Jersey, focusing specifically on 4 barrier breakers: Octavius Catto, Ed Golden, Dick Allen, and Monet Davis. And we tell the stories of how they've overcome obstacles and continued the legacy of the Negro Leagues up until today. The exhibit starts with Octavius Catto and his team, the Philadelphia Pythians. Many people know that Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947, but what people don't know is that the color barrier started with Octavius Catto's Pythians Ball Club. He applied for membership in a league in Pennsylvania and was ultimately denied. And that officially set the color barrier that wasn't broken for another 70 years. So we talk about stories from the past, the Pythians, the Hilldale Daisies, the Philadelphia Giants, the Philadelphia Stars, with Ed Bolden, and it continues after the Negro Leagues as well. We talk about the legacy and how players have come after that and have built upon those experiences. So players like Dick Allen, for instance, certainly had a tough time starting his career in Philadelphia, but was beloved by fans and certainly overcame a lot of barriers in his time. We also talk about Monet Davis and the Anderson Monarchs and how she was the first girl to pitch a shutout in the Little League World Series. So I think these stories are really important to get out there. They all happened here in Philadelphia, and they're not often heard about. So that's a big part of what this exhibit is about, letting people know that there is some significant history here, not just for baseball, but for the country in general. The exhibit originally premiered last year at Cherry Street Pier in Philadelphia, and this is the second iteration here at Camden County College. We're excited to be here, particularly in part because one of the professors here, Dr. Kelly Jackson, was gracious enough to donate some of her Negro League memorabilia and autographs, which are unique to our exhibit. We're also able to host several events here as well, and we want to continue this exhibit into the future. We want it to travel. We want it to keep going up through 2026 when the Baseball All-Star Game is here in Philadelphia. So we want this to keep growing. And you can get involved by visiting aleagueapart.org. You can come visit the exhibit here in Cherry Hill. We're open 8:30 to 4:30 during the summer hours, and it will be here through the end of the year.
And now, another crazy Philly sports story that you've never heard. For captain and star shortstop Octavius Catto, baseball was more than a game. It was a platform for civil rights. When the National Guard Major founded Philadelphia's second black baseball team, the Pythians, in 1865, their game served to bring the community together to discuss issues such as segregation, integration, equal rights, and voting rights. In October 1867, the Pythians applied for admission to the Pennsylvania Association of Amateur Baseball Players, but were denied because they were black. This act of segregation established baseball's first color line. The barrier wasn't broken until Jackie Robinson's debut 80 years later.
Parks Casino. This is how you win.
It's summer at Parks Casino, and the weather isn't the only thing that's hot. Slots are hot, table games are hot, sportsbook is hot. Live entertainment and restaurants are sizzling hot. And check out the X Club. Join and instantly get $20 free slot play. Plus, we'll match your tiered card from another casino. It's time for some hot summer action at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. And now 100% smoke-free. Parks Casino, this is how you win.
A vacation in Montgomery County, PA is so affordable, you might lose your cool.
Oh, geez. Don't worry about it. It's free.
Feel free to explore the soldiers' huts.
Free? Yes! Parking is free! Free! It's free!
With so many affordable things in Montgomery County, go ahead. Freak out.
From Octavius Catto to Connie Mack to Edith Houghton, it's always been about more than baseball in Philadelphia. That's why, in the spirit of those pioneers, Shibe Vintage Sports is a proud supporter of the Anderson Monarchs youth baseball program in South Philly. We believe that it's important to honor the past and also invest in the future. You too can support youth baseball in Philly. For every Philadelphia Star shirt sold, a portion will be donated to the Anderson Monarchs. Visit shibesports.com.
This week on the Phillies Show, Todd, Ruben, and Jim talk with Phillies rookie pitcher Tyler Phillips about what it's like playing for his hometown team.
But there are nerves because there's so many, like it's all the people that have paved the way, like the Philadelphia Philly way in the past that you want to live up to, you know, like the history that I've known growing up that my dad has shown me, like just being able to watch the games, you know, everyone that was there before you, know all the people that are there now. So there's always going to be a little bit of that like nervous energy in the back of your mind. It's like, I need to earn these guys respect. I need to earn the respect of the fans. And I just need to do everything that I can to just be present, be like a player that wants to contribute to the team, to the city. So yeah, I mean, that was the very first thing that I was thinking when I first got there was like, wow, I'm here. I couldn't breathe. Like I was, I have to take a breath. I'm like looking around. I was like, dude, like, there's Harper, there's Turner, like what are we, like what's going on? There's Nola. Like I watched these guys like throughout high school, you know, like you know, you try not to fanboy too much. Like I just stay quiet. I keep my nose clean. I just try to do everything for the team, and I'm still like that. Like today, like I'm a rookie, you know, like I gotta earn my stripes, you know. So it's been nerve wracking, but it's been super cool. And like every single day that I walk into it's like right when I cross the bridge and I go through the toll, you know, like my heart kind of drops and I'm like, man, I get to go to the bank for work. Like this is crazy. Like it's not even work anymore. It's just the coolest thing in the world. Like it's a little kid living out his dream.
Tyler, how actually do you turn off the fan? Like you mentioned, you watched all these guys in high school, but you know, when you take the mound for these guys, they're putting trust and faith in you. They're like fans of yours, and you need to deliver for them. How do you turn that off and kind of get into the mindset that I'm actually one of these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just all the years of just playing baseball that I've done and the preparation that I do. I think that's something that I take the most pride in throughout my week. You know, like I can be a fan. I can look at these guys, but once I get onto the mound, like that's my mound, that's my field, and I don't want anyone to try to take that away from me. At the end of the day, like the end goal is winning games. It's winning a championship at the end, and I don't know. I tell everyone, like I try to get into this kill mode that I have, this like compete mode where it's the second for me, I think it starts the second that I walk out of the bullpen when I'm done warming up. Like it's this alter ego it kicks in, and I'm just ready to go after everybody. Like it doesn't matter who it is. Like I go into full compete mode and I don't think about a thing. Like I don't hear the fans. I don't hear anyone talking to me other than Caleb or Stubby or JT, obviously. But yeah, I mean, like it kind of doesn't like even when I come out of the game, it takes me a few innings to like get out of that mode. And then I can like kind of sit back and like, oh my gosh, like there's Harp, he's up to bat again, or like there's these guys. So like it's like I don't even like realize who's playing behind me. I know it in the moment, but I'm on the same field as them, and I have to convince myself that I am one of them, even though it's still early. So.
For more Phillies analysis and interviews, subscribe to The Phillies Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever else you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Phillies Nation, presented by Valley Forge Tourism. Greg, it was great to learn more about the Negro Leagues and see what Monet Davis has been up to.
No doubt about it. You know, even at the age of 12, you had a feeling that Monet Davis was going to do something special with her life. She certainly is doing that. I can't wait to see what she does next. And speaking of what's coming next, well, how about next week's show? That's going to be fun as well. We get a chance to sit down with both best friends of the Philly fanatic. You're not going to want to miss that. That's next week's show, but thanks for watching this week's show. For Sam Stafford, I'm Greg Murphy saying we'll see you next time right here on Phillies Nation.